Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and friends of the Rooster. Welcome or welcome back to my gaming channel. I am Rico, and this is Let's Play Hexen, a first-person shooter developed by Raven Software, based on the Doom engine by id Software. Don't recall exactly the year was released. I think 1995. I got it. I think it was like the end of 1996 or the beginning of 1997, and it's a game I'm emotionally attached to it, since it's one of the first game that I actually uh, bought on PC, as I'm a late bloomer PC gamer, and I played it, I loved it, and I finished multiple times back then when I was a teenager. And I'm not playing the playing game. Okay, I'm not using DOSBox. Instead, I'm using a source port called GGZ Doom, which allows you to use modern controls like WASD or a controller, and it has enhanced graphics. Okay, they're not very blurry. If you'd like to know more about the game, I'm going to skip all the details. You can find a couple of videos on my channel. I send you back to 2021. Let me show you Hexen, where I played the original version, the DOSBox version, very pixelated graphics, and I talk about the game and why I love it and stuff like that. Okay, here we are here for action, so let's jump straight into the game. I'm using a controller. Why? Because lately I've played a lot of Doom games, Quake games, the latest Doom on my Xbox, and I play those using a controller over there, so I have some muscle memory built. That's just the reason. One reason, sorry. Second reason is that when I play using a mouse with mouse look, I uh, I can give motion sickness to people because I have these rapid movements with my right hand. Uh yeah, then I should provide you with a more with a smoother and more comfortable view using a controller. And that's it. I'm going to jump into the game. New game. Now, one of the quirks of Hexen is that you can select one of three classes. Classes have different behavior, different weapons, and that's why I played it and finished 3 times, so I could see all the weapons and use them. So very briefly, the fighter is fast, okay, deals a lot of damage, so it takes fewer hits for him to dispatch enemies. However, he's mostly a melee combat, so close combat, close quarter combat, close combat, melee combat, and he can be very hard or very easy to play depending on how smart you are using his weapons, especially the Hammer of Retribution, which is his third weapon, which can be used for free at close combat, at close range. If you use it at long range, it basically shoots rockets. It's the equivalent of a rocket launcher from Doom. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the Mage, okay, who's slow, fragile, but has only ranged weapons. Okay, he is equipped with a ranged weapon with unlimited ammunition, so he is more methodical in his approach, and he has one of the most devastating weapons in the game, which is the Lightning Arc spell. It's awesome to cast. His final weapon is okay. Um, And then you have the cleric. The cleric is not really the game. The game manual presents the cleric as a mix of the other two classes. He's more of his own thing. Basically, every weapon he has, as well as consumables, serve a different purpose. So unlike fighter and mage, where they have cookie cutter weapons that they can rely on in short bursts because they use a lot of mana or use magical power, he has a number of weapons that are suitable in different contexts. Okay, but most importantly, he makes up for any weakness of those weapons with his his ultimate weapon, the Wraith Verge, which is a thing to you have to see it in action. It's awesome. Unlike the other two ultimate weapons, it's not. It's there are situations where it's not that great. Okay, but it's very unique. So I couldn't make up my mind on which character to use. I'm going to avoid using the fighter because fighter can be boring, because it basically keep using the latest weapon you find. Once you find the Hammer of Retribution, you basically stick to it because you can use it at melee range without using mana, and it's better than the other melee weapons. If you need a range, you can still use it spending mana at range, and it's awesome. So it gets boring. It's satisfying but boring. So today I'm going with the mage, whose name I think is Daedolon. The fighter is Baratus. The cleric is Parias. The mage, I don't recall if it's Traductus or Daedalon. One is the evil mage and the other is the good mage. I think it's Daedalon. I'll have to look it up. He is very cool. He's the coolest sprite in the game. And then I'm going to start another playthrough for my Italian channel using the cleric. Okay, so I solved all my issues. Let's jump into it. I'm going to play at the medium difficulty. I finished the game using the fighter at the highest level. Using a fighter is not that big of a deal because of the way that his weapons behave. They are very mana efficient, so having more enemies to confront and respawning enemies more frequently is not an issue. With the mage can be a pain. I want a smooth experience for the both of us, for me and for you, so I'm going with the middle of the road, and we'll go and start. Okay, so okay, I'll have a look around. The mage starts with the crystal wand, which is a blue version of the crystal wand that the heretic, the elf, what's his name? Corax? No. Well, the main character of Heretic, the previous game, had. That one was golden. Is sapphire. Yes, it's sapphire wand. Sapphire wand. Okay, unlimited range. It takes 8 hits, I think, to kill an Edin. These are Edins. These were warriors, but they got mutated by the chaos powers. Okay. Thankfully, it can shoot very fast. One thing that it's worth mentioning is that the enemies you found change depending on the class. For instance, if you play as the fighter or the cleric, you won't find the flying imp over there, because they start with melee weapons, so that would be quite harsh. But Mage starts with a ranged weapon, okay? So it's fair game. Also, as you can see, I like the Heretic. I like Heretic in the Doom games. I can I basically have mouse look, okay? I can look up and down. This is not cheating, because the game was built with very basic mouse look version. You could look left and right, but also up and down. It's just that the WASD and mouse look stuff wasn't still. It's something that happened sometime later when Quake became a thing. But the game is built with that. It's also built with jump. Okay, there are some platforming. There is some platforming. There are some platforming sections. Sorry. And so since I'm here, I can already dispatch them if I can shoot between the pillars. Okay, so unlike Doom and Doom 2, where having mouse look is quite cheatish, especially defeating Icon of Sin at the end of Doom 2 with mouse look, it's trivial, loses all the challenge. Here is actually built, so this game was released about in the same time window of Quake, and okay, I'll leave you be for now. And it has some elements shared, like as I said, some primordial look up and down, mouse look. Not really mouse look. You could press page up and page down to look up and down, but it's still a thing in game. Okay, let me run. Daedolon, I think it's Daedolon. Daedolon is not very fast. Okay, the fighter, when the fighter starts running, generally makes my eyes bleed. Okay, he's too fast. A running fighter is too fast. Okay, so it's all about tactical approach. Okay, positioning and stuff like that. There are traps. The green flask I picked up is a flechette. There are more here. Sorry. And they are consumables that behave differently depending on the character using it. So the fighter throws it as a grenade, which explodes and deals a lot of damage. That's good because otherwise the fighter doesn't have any ranged option until the Hammer of Retribution in level 2, in hub level 2. Episode 2, let's call it episode 2. This is the prologue, okay. The cleric drops a poison cloud, which is great to guard passages and works greatly against centaurs, who are actually tend to be invulnerable against his final weapon, the Wraith Verge. So you see, the cleric's weapon are about completing one another, complementing one another. Complementing. Is it? No, I don't think it's what I mean, but yeah. Alright. I know. Yeah. Very clever. Okay, so as long as you don't get surrounded by enemies, you can do it. Just takes time. The Sapphire Wand has a very good rate of fire, luckily. Otherwise it would be a pain. I think it's faster than the Mace of Contrition the cleric uses. I got a key. So this game, as I said, it has a different approach to level. Also, let me save. I made another test episode using a fighter. So this is ENG. Actually, I can use the keyboard. Why am I ENG Mage 1? Silly me. I keep forgetting I can use both. Actually, since I'm using a source port, GZ Doom lets you do some wild things like this. You can play Hexen as a third-person shooter. Now, it's not really implemented well. It works alright. It's hard to assess your hitbox actually, but yeah, what it does is using a device called chase camera. So it moves back the camera a few meters back. So it moves a few meters back, or it moves back a few meters, so that it sees the sprite of your character. Okay, the animations are a little bit rough. Okay, basically you're using assets that are meant to be used in multiplayer games. It kind of works though. I tried it. Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, I don't know, would you like to... Okay, I mentioned respawning. Would you like to watch more of this? I mean, should I play some section of the game in third person just to, you know, for the heck of it? Yes, as you can see, there's no backtracking while shooting, but you see, my character is actually there. Okay, so it's not an illusion. Okay, keeps track of where actually your character is on screen. It's quite interesting. Okay. I already killed this one. Okay. Now I had I thought there was something I wanted to mention, but I forget about. Now, normally, if you're the cleric or the fighter, those imps are very nasty. Because you don't have any range option. Yes, I was talking about the level design of Hexen. Now, the previous game of the series, it's Heretic. Okay, Heretic is basically Doom 2 in a fantasy setting. Okay, with fantasy weapons, stuff like that, but the level design is the same concept. Okay, a number of levels that you take on one after the other, dividing into episodes, and that's it. They changed things for Hexen and Hexen 2. I don't recall Heretic 2 if they did the same. I don't think so though. So basically, the game is divided into hubs. Okay, and each hub is connected. Let me shoot at this button. Okay, is connected to other levels, basically the levels that compose the episode, right? And so you have a cluster of 3, 4, 5 levels, and to complete the hub, basically you have to traverse them in different stages and different time, picking up items. You'll see for yourself in the next videos. Some people find it confusing, and you have to pay attention and remember a lot of things, which is not always easy. I'll give you that. But when I first played it, I heard a gargoyle. There you are. I find it very interesting. Okay. Then, of course, you end up with the rather infamous unlock the door puzzles, which require you to press multiple buttons or use levers, and you have like to use to activate 9 levers to open the final door of the hub. So there's a lot of traversing and stuff like that. You have to have a good memory and a good orienteering skill, sense of orientation. It's not so bad. Okay, I guess we are done here. We take the teleport. Now we are basically done. However, don't rush, take it slowly, and this door will open. Now there are secrets. There are also secret levels. There is at least a secret level in each hub, in each episode. Now, if you want, you can go back. I don't recall if there are things, but if you're low on health, you can pick up whatever blue vials are left to replenish your hit points. And there's an inventory system. Okay, I have 2 consumables: the quartz flasks, which heal you, healing potions, and the flechettes. Now I'm going to save here. This is the end of the level, yes, the end of the level portal. I'm going to save here. Okay, we're going to end the level and start the first actual hub level, the first actual episode next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're craving for more. Let me know what you think about the first person, third person thing. If you know of mods that let you play, that let you fully play in third person, please let me know, because I love third person games. I've always played Skyrim in third person. And I could never enjoy Morrowind and Oblivion, for instance, fully, because the third person wasn't implemented very well. I mean, implemented is the animation and stuff. Okay. I love third person games, and even more than first person shooter, first person games. So if you know anything about that, let me know. We are very done here. Okay, it took actually less than I thought, and I'm going to keep these videos brief. Okay, not too long. And yeah, if you have anything to ask me, drop a comment. I'll be glad to read your thoughts and your questions about this and reply them as soon as possible. Thanks again for joining me. Thanks for watching this video till the end, and I hope to see you again soon. Till then, take care and goodbye.